Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job. If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. We're with you today from Kraft Field and Oxford Sports Complex here in Grand Forks as we get set for Grand Forks Central and Fargo North to do battle inside Eastern Dakota Conference baseball this afternoon. But we do have inclement weather conditions, sleet being reported from the field right now, and temperature readings that are going to be very, very cold with the wind chill this afternoon. Now, the daytime temperature, or at least the temperature that it has to be in order to throw a pitch in an EDC game, is 40 degrees. Right now we have 44, and again with some sleet out there, it's going to be an uncomfortable day today, but our officials are going to try to fight through it. We'll try to fight through it as well. Our coverage brought to you today by Rivards Turf and Forage, premium seed dealer in Grand Forks. You can find them online at rivards.com, and Grand Trailer Sales, your home for all things trailer in East Grand Forks. Again, big one coming up here today for these two teams. For those of you that just joined us here in our pregame report, drive for the title that we'll show you here as we get ready to go with our matchup today. Again, Fargo North at 5-7 would be the number 8 seed in the Eastern Dakota Conference if the tournament started today. So right now, Grand Forks Central cannot afford to be swept this afternoon. They probably need a sweep if they're going to make a run towards a spot in the East region. And a sweep for Fargo North would be absolutely critical here today. If they were to grab that, they could move up to the same number of wins as the 3rd or 4th place team in the conference right now. Red River with 7 wins in the league, currently sitting in 4th place, and so 7 wins a big threshold for Fargo North. So lots to play for both of these teams coming up here today. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First of all, for the Fargo North Spartans this afternoon, leading things off is shortstop Elijah Enger. Batting second is second baseman Peyton Spitzer. Batting third is Ben Sheets, the first baseman, and Kellen Doherty will clean up in right field. Jack Joyce will pitch and bat the number 5 spot today. Batting sixth, Cohen Gebhardt in center field. Sam Mon will bat 7th at third base. Sam Chase will bat 8th behind the plate. And Drew Kelvis in left field will round out the batting order today for Fargo North. For Grand Forks Central, leading off is Nolan Martel at second base. Batting second is the left fielder, Bryce Carinta. Batting third, Keegan Hensrud at short. And cleaning up will be Logan Bina, and Bina will take over at first base this afternoon. Brody Ledegi will bat 5th today, and Ledegi will play at third base. Batting 6th is Devin Walkenfuss. He'll be in right field. Batting 7th is Owen Harms. Harms is the designated hitter. Batting 8th will be Brian Weiss, and he will play behind the plate. And batting 9th will be Mason Griffin this afternoon, and Griffin will be the pitcher this afternoon for Grand Forks Central. Zeke Zimmerman being hit for today Zeke Zimmerman is in the number 8 spot. My apologies. make sure we got that right. Yeah, Mason Griffin will be hit for today. We may have missed Zeke Zimmerman. He is in the number 8 spot today. Zimmerman is playing in center field, and Brian Weiss will play in right field. Brian Weiss will play behind the plate today and will bat in the number 9 spot. And that is a look at our starting lineup that we have for today's matchup between Grand Forks Central and Fargo North. We had to do things a little bit rushed here today, so apologies for some of the sort of disjointed start to this one that we have today, but with the weather conditions being the way they are, along with kind of trying to get into place here in short order, we had a couple of shortcomings in trying to get things ready to go, thus an incorrect starting lineup that we gave for you there. But hopefully you're able to piece that one together for us. They're announcing the lineups right now in the field. We'll take a break. We'll come back and get ready to go with our first pitch for today's matchup as we continue with our coverage of high school baseball. And this afternoon, we're hoping for a couple of good ones in very inclement weather conditions today. It'll be Grand Forks Central at home, hosting Fargo North on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks. Gear up for ski season or hit the trails on a fat tire bike. At the Ski and Bike Shop, we offer top brands, ski and snowboard service, and everything you need for cold weather fun. The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks, where your next adventure begins.
This is the KNOX pregame show, brought to you by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you. And Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Today, we are at Kraft Field, the Oxford Sports Complex. We're set for Fargo North to come to town to take on Grand Forks Central at what is going to be anything but a comfortable afternoon on the field. We've got game time temperatures in the mid-40s right now. We've had a round of blowing sleet that is coming to the field so far today, but you know what? We got to play the games as we get the opportunity to play the games. There's just no other way around it. We've had delay after delay after delay throughout the course of the year, so now it's just got to get done. Our pregame report today brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel, and brought to you by True North Equipment. True to your values, ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. Elijah Inger will lead things off for Fargo North. Mason Griffin is on the hill today for Grand Forks Central, And we are about to get underway with our latest Eastern Dakota Conference baseball as Griffin kicks and fires. And a pitch misses in the turf for ball one. We're underway officially this afternoon at 4:37, 44 chilly degrees here at Kraft Field in Grand Forks. The 1-0 pitch to Inger. He shows bunt and takes it away. And the pitch will miss away for the count, going to 2 balls and no strikes. Central with 1 win in the league. And they're going to need more than that, obviously, to try to move themselves into the Eastern Dakota Conference tournament, if that's the plan. And that's what you're shooting for right now. The 2-0 pitch, laced right side, diving stab is made. Logan Bina going to catch that one. The ruling from Mike Lucasen, our home plate umpire, will be that ball was caught on the turf. Well, we apologize, folks, for those of you getting with us here. A swing and a ground ball base hit for Peyton Spitzer to the right side after a line out by Elijah Inger to first base to start off the game. And apparently we had a bit of a power bump that took place in here as well. So for those of you that were joining us, we apologize. Obviously, we didn't recognize that as we apparently had a bit of a reset with our gear once again. We've had a couple of problems with that here the last couple of times that we've been here. So we'll try to put things together for you as quickly as we can here and see if we can't kind of flush this thing up for you and make it look a little bit better. 1 out in the inning and a runner on first base now for Fargo North. And a check over as Peyton Spitzer stands aboard with a base hit. Elijah Inger laced one towards first base to get things started and had a really nice shot at a base hit to start the game, but diving stab that was made at first base by Logan Bina. Now a ball gets into the turf on a swing and a miss by Ben Sheets, and we'll see Peyton Spitzer moving on to second base. And so a runner in scoring position now for Fargo North. All right, there we go. I think we've got things repaired for you on the screen. Again, apologies for that. Kind of a quick turnaround that we had here today, and of course, try to get the power thing going as well. Peyton Spitzer going to move on to third as a wild pitch is thrown by Mason Griffin. And so Fargo North will have a runner in scoring position at third base. Looks like we're ready to go now, and we'll try to pick things up for you as we go along. A ball and a strike, and Peyton Spitzer at third base now, moving up on a couple of pitches that get away from Brian Weiss behind the plate. So we have a runner on third for Fargo North. 1 out here in the top of the first. Central's infield comes in. Pitch misses high. And the count's 2-1 to Ben Sheets, who is the batter for the Spartans. A look in by Griffin, the 2-1 pitch, and Sheets sends one up the middle, a hot shot on the ground. That'll be a base hit to drive in the game's opening run. Spitzer will come home from third to score. Ben Sheets, the third well-struck baseball off of Mason Griffin so far today. And it's 1-0 Fargo North here at the top of the first inning. You can see there Mason Griffin trying to clean up his pitching hand as well, because as the ball gets to the turf, they're going to rotate baseballs frequently today. That round of blowing sleet that we had here, obviously going to put some moisture on the ground. That's going to lead to a little bit of a problem. Here's a hot shot for a base hit left side from Kellen Doherty. And 4 consecutive Spartans have hit the ball hard off of Mason Griffin to start the game. 3 consecutive singles for Fargo North, and Elijah Inger was robbed of one on a terrific backhanded catch by Logan Bina down at first base. That's all they kept Elijah Inger off the base paths. And Fargo North will put 2 aboard with 1 out, as Jack Joyce will come to the plate now for the Spartans. So Joyce stands ready. Griffin pitching out of the set. The pitch to Joyce. Spinner that gets away. And the count will go to a ball and no strikes on Joyce. Joyce will start the game as the pitcher. He'll also be the designated hitter. I'll look back. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count will go to a ball and a strike. That designation's new as of a few years ago in baseball, where your pitcher can also be your DH. And what it allows a team to do is keep a good bat in the lineup after you make a pitching change, if you choose not to send him to a different position. The 1-1 hit in the air on the infield behind home plate. And now a bit of a communication struggle as the ball bounces in fair territory. It'll be an infield fly. The batter is out. The runners were moving up. They did not realize that they could move up under their own peril. The ball's picked up, and a tag on the runner at second, Ben Sheets, will produce a double play, and that's going to retire Fargo North in the first inning. So Jack Joyce hits into an infield fly, and that will be out number 2, even though the ball landed on the turf. And then Sheets is tagged out by Mason Griffin, one unassisted for out number 3. And after all that clubbing of the baseball for Fargo North, they'll come away with just a run on 3 hits, and they'll leave 1. And we have played a half inning. Your score, the Spartans 1, Central coming to bat. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network in KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks. Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Radio, KNOX Live Sports. We make our way to the bottom of the first inning. Grand Forks Central trailing by a score of 1-0. Could have been worse. Fargo North hit the ball like a rocket 4 straight times at the plate, but an infield fly that is not caught. That leads to a running miscue by Fargo North and an eventual double play. Shuts Fargo North down out of what could have been a rather productive inning, and they'll lead 1-0 going to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for Grand Forks Central. Some of you may have missed that earlier in the pregame report due to some technical issues on our end. Leading off for Central's Nolan Mardo, the second baseman. Batting second, Bryce Carinta in left field. Keegan Hensrud will bat third at short. Logan Bina cleans up at first base. Brody Ledegy will bat fifth at third. Batting sixth is Devin Walkenfuss in right field. Owen Harms will bat seventh as the designated hitter. Zeke Zimmerman will bat eighth in center field, and Brian Weiss will bat ninth and play behind the plate this afternoon. And that is the starting lineup for Grand Forks Central. They'll face Jack Joyce, who gets the start today for Fargo North. Mardo steps to the plate, and the first offering to him lifted high in the air, foul territory, twisting behind the plate. That will get out of play. And the count's no balls and a strike on Nolan Mardo. Saw Mardo a little bit come into the game against Thompson after the seniors had an opportunity to play in a non-conference game for Grand Forks Central. Mardo made a couple of big defensive plays. The 0-1 pitch, that one in the turf. Count will level at 1 ball, 1 strike. And you can see right away there that the catcher, Sam Chase for Fargo North, going to flip that baseball to the dugout. They want to dry it off. With the sleet that came through, the water did kind of pile up on the ground out there, and so it will create some dampness. 1-1 pitch is high. And the count's 2 balls and a strike on Nolan Mardo. Mardo played that game with Thompson at short. He's at second base today. The 2-1 pitch to him, up high. Count will go to 3 balls and a strike. And Mardo batting in the leadoff spot today for Grand Forks Central, trying to start their offense as best he can. A set by Joyce, look to third. And the 3-1 offering is high for ball 4. And Nolan Mardo finds his way aboard with a walk to start things off today for Grand Forks Central. So a runner aboard for Grand Forks Central. And Bryce Carinta will come to the plate for the Knights. trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Sounds like we have some sirens approaching. That's a common thing here. Pitch misses high from Jack Joyce to Corinta. The count will go to a ball and no strikes. Yeah, there come the sirens. Pick over to first base will chase Mardo back. Seems like Columbia Road, which is what's out there in right field, is a common place for a lot of first responder traffic on the regular, so you usually get one of those every game. The 1-0 pitch on the way. That one called a strike, top of the zone on Bryce Corinta, and the count will be 1 ball, 1 strike. Corinta plays in left field for Grand Forks Central. 1-0 in favor of Fargo North on the all-true scoreboard. Check over to first base by Joyce. The 1-1, Mardo's going. Pitch misses high. Peg to second base, not going to be in time, and Mardo will swipe second. And a runner in scoring position now for the Knights in their half of the first inning. Elijah Inger, the shortstop, applying the tag there on Mardo, and they were, of course, hockey competitors against one another this past year. I think they talked a little bit. I thought I saw Mardo kind of crack a smile. 2-1 pitch, bunt is shown, it's withdrawn, but the pitch called a strike on the outside corner, and Corinta will have the count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. Corinta standing ready. And the 2-2 from Joyce. Sent to center field in the air. Shallow, long run coming in, but making the catch. Cohen Gebhardt able to get underneath that one. Corinta will fly out to center for the first out of Grand Forks Central's first inning. And Keegan Hensrud will come to the plate. Keegan Hensrud, a senior. Seems like he's been playing forever for both Grand Forks Central and for the Royals. And now trying to have a great senior season for the Knights here this year. Mardo away from second base. And a curveball to Hensrud misses low for ball 1. Hensrud gets the start at short today for Grand Forks Central. Mardo dangles away from second. He represents the tying run here in the bottom of the first inning. Joyce will pay him a check. And the 1-0 to Hensrud. Fastball high and tight. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes on Hensrud. Hensrud stands ready. Joyce will take a look back at second base. Mardo leads away. The 2-0 pitch to Hensrud is high for ball 3. Well, big pitch coming up here. You lose Hensrud, put 2 aboard. You've got the cleanup hitter coming up next. And Central has an opportunity to kind of slowly build a rally here in their half of the first inning. 3-0 to Hensrud, high and away for ball 4. And runners will be at first and second on a pair of walks from Jack Joyce here in the first inning. And this is going to bring Fargo North's assistant coach out of the dugout. He summons the infield away. Wants to have a conversation with his pitcher. So we'll see a meeting on the mound between Jack Joyce, Sam Chase, who we believe to be Mike Boutain, and Mike Lucasen, our home plate umpire, will make the slow walk out into the middle of the infield and break up the meeting on the mound. All right, conference adjourned. Grand Forks Central with runners at first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, and Logan Bina will come to the plate. Games that mean a lot for both of these teams right now. A set. Joyce takes a look back at first base. And the pitch to Bina. Called a strike in the inside corner. And the count's no balls and a strike. Mardo away from second. Keegan Hensrud from first. Joyce will set and checks Mardo back at second base. The 0-1 pitch. Lifted in the air, foul back behind us. That'll push the count to no balls, 2 strikes. Fargo North changes their defensive positioning. Cohen Gebhardt shades back over towards center. He was playing Bina to pull. Now going to actually play him to go the opposite way. Look back at second base. The 0-2 to Bina. He swings and hits one foul to the right side. Count remains 0-2. Big gap in left center field right now with the way that they've changed their defense. Cohen Gebhardt now shading to the right of second base to the right-handed hitter. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball got him looking on the outside corner. Strike 3. Logan Bina is strikeout victim number 1 for Jack Joyce this afternoon. 2 away. And Brody Ledecky will come to the plate for the Knights, trying to extend the inning. 1-0 Fargo North on the all-true scoreboard. Central with runners away from first and second. And now they've got Mardo picked off. A turn by Joyce. He'll run the baseball at Mardo. Tries to run him back to second base. Mardo a turn and a run towards third. Tag will be applied at third base. Tag is applied at third. And Mardo's picked off. So Nolan Mardo picked off 1-6-5 on the put out for out number 3. And Grand Forks Central, the base running error of their own, ends up being taken out of their first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. We played a full inning. Your score on the all-true scoreboard is Fargo North 1 and Grand Forks Central 0. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. KNOX Live Sports today from Kraft Field in Grand Forks. Our coverage of high school baseball this afternoon is brought to you by PS Garage Doors, where the PS stands for perfect service. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR when it's time to service any make and model of garage door that you have in mind. It's time for PS Garage Doors. Again, call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks and Devils Lake. Fargo North leading Grand Forks Central by a score of 1-0 as we start the second inning of play. And a pitch misses for ball 1 to Cohen Gebhardt. Gebhardt, a center fielder for Fargo North. Spartans hit the ball hard 4 consecutive times in the top of the first inning and came away with very little to show for it. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Count levels 1 ball, 1 strike. Elijah Anger with a line shot that was caught in a backhanded diving play by Logan Bina. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Out in front of an off-speed pitch was Gebhardt. The count's a ball and 2 strikes. 3 straight singles by Spitzer, Sheets, and Doherty drove in Spitzer, and then Jack Joyce hitting into that infield fly where the runners moved and the runners didn't realize that they could continue to go. The ball was not caught. It bounced on the turf, then hit a defensive player, which made it a fair ball. 1-2 pitch, curveball, hit up the middle, backhanded, retreating by Nolan Martel. His throw to first base just in time for the out. And Cohen Gebhardt is out 4-3 for out number 1. You go back to that play in the opening half inning. And what made that an infield fly, believe it or not, was the ball ending up deflecting off of an infield player. If that ball takes that backspin and ends up coming back into foul territory, might be a different story. Swing and a miss. Count goes to no balls and a strike. In that case, the umpire usually signals infield fly if fair. The 0-1 pitch to Sam Mon called a strike. Count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. But once it was ruled infield fly, the runners seemed to forget that they could move, and they started retreating back to the bags that they were on. So both of them, Ben Sheets would have had third. Kellen Doherty would have had second easily. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, out in front of an off-speed pitch as Mon, strike 3, and Mason Griffin has his first strikeout today. 2 away, and that'll bring Sam Chase to the plate. But when the ball dropped, an infield fly was called. For whatever reason, both runners stopped and started going back to their previous bases. And that's what allowed for a double play to take place. Pitch called a strike on Sam Chase. And the count, no balls and a strike on the catcher for Fargo North. 1-0 Spartans, swinging a ground ball up the middle. Charged by Keegan Ensrud. He picks it, has some problems getting it out of his glove, but is able to get it across the diamond in time. Good stretch by Logan Bina to reel it in. And Grand Forks Central puts North away 0 across in the Spartan second. We've played an inning and a half. Your score here at Kraft Field is Fargo North 1, Grand Forks Central 0. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Glad to have you along with us here today as we get ready to move into our bottom of the second. Grand Forks Central trailing by a score of 1-0 to Fargo North. And the Knights, after having a rally stopped when Nolan Marto was picked off base back in the second inning, will come to the plate with Brody Ledegy, Devin Walkenfuss, and Owen Harms. Our coverage of today's matchup brought to you by Rivards Turf and Forage, a premium seed dealer in Grand Forks. You can find them online at rivards.com. All of their products available to you at rivards.com. Science on your side when you do business with Rivards. At Rivards Turf and Forage, they keep sample varieties of all their seed mixes and really, really strong record keeping as well, so that you have the opportunity to know what has performed in the past, and they can change their seed varieties to meet the growing conditions that we're going to have throughout the year. Rivards.com, Rivards Turf and Forage, bringing you our coverage here today. Pitch called a strike. And the count, 1-1 on Brody Ledegy. Ledegy, the third baseman for Grand Forks Central today. The 1-1 pitch. That one misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ledegy took a healthy cut at that and came up empty. That'll bring the count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Look in by Joyce. He works fast. Doesn't take a lot of time. 2-2 offering. Got him on the outside corner, strike 3. Brody Ledegy is rung up for the second strikeout of the day for Jack Joyce. He had 2 walks in the bottom of the first, but came back with a strikeout on Bina to finish up the inning, or at least to get the second out. And now Devin Walkenfuss will come to the plate for Central. Joey's taking a look in, has what he's looking for. And the pitch to Walkenfuss up over his head. Cal will go to a ball with no strikes. Again, 44 degrees at game time here today. We had a round of blowing sleet that came right across the field to get started. Here it is, the 4th of May. 1-0 pitch is capped foul down the right field line. That'll bring the count level to 1 ball, 1 strike. But you would think by the time we get to May 4th, we'd have a better result than this as far as weather goes, and that is absolutely not the case. We're going to be in these types of conditions through Wednesday this week. The 1-1 up over the head of Devin Walkenfuss again, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. Walkenfuss steps back into the right-handed hitting batter's box. The 2-1 from Jack Joyce is high. That'll bring the count to 3 balls and 1 strike on Walkenfuss. Joyce taking his time. You can see around the infield lots of warm weather gear out there, a lot of scarves, a lot of head wraps, doing what you can to try to stay warm. The 3-1 pitch, lifted in the air to center field, well hit but right at Cohen Gebhardt. He'll shade a bit back behind his way and makes the catch over his shoulder. Walkenfuss sends it out to center well, but it will be a fly out to center for the second out of the inning. And Owen Harms will come to the plate now for Central. Harms is the designated hitter this afternoon. He'll hit for the pitcher, Mason Griffin. And the pitch to him from Joyce is high for ball 1. Look in by Joyce, the 1-0 pitch. That one called a strike. Count levels up at 1 ball, 1 strike on Owen Harms. Joyce will set out in front of the chest, right between the letters and the belt buckle. And the 1-1 to Harms. Swung on, tapped foul. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Hard to believe we're getting close to East Region tournament time, but Memorial Day weekend is early this year, and so a lot of things happening about a week ahead of when they normally do. The 1-2 on the way, curveball missed low. A couple of Spartans were on the way off the infield. They thought they had a strikeout, but that pitch drops in low on Owen Harms, and the count will level up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joyce sets, looks towards the plate, and the 2-2 missed inside. Owen Harms has worked himself to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Owen Harms. Harms ready. Joyce takes a look in. Payoff pitch. Missed away, ball 4. And a 2-out base runner for Grand Forks Central will extend the inning. Walk number 3 today for Jack Joyce. And this will bring Zeke Zimmerman to the plate. Zimmerman, the center fielder, he's going to have a good burst of speed down the line. Harms runs fairly well also, so the Fargo North defense will have to be ready for a lot of contingencies here in this situation. Pitch to Zimmerman, misses low for ball 1. Joy's going to take a moment to dry off the baseball. Zeke Zimmerman standing by. Harms away from first base. The 1-0 to Zimmerman. He holds his swing, and the pitch will miss low and away for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Joyce 3 walks, 2 strikeouts in just 7 plate appearances. He's been a big part of what's happened for and against for the Spartans. 2-0 pitch, misses inside. And the count will go to 3 balls and no strikes. When you're in this position, best thing Joyce could probably do is let his defense try to make a play for him here. He's been all around the strike zone, hasn't been able to find it for a couple of at-bats. Harms gets a lead away from first base. Joyce delivers 3-0 to Zimmerman. That one's up high for ball 4. And 2 will be aboard for Grand Forks Central. Brian Wise will come to the plate for the Knights. Tying run now in scoring position for Central here in the second inning. Two aboard, still without the benefit of a base hit for Grand Forks Central. 1-0 lead for Fargo North on the All-True scoreboard. And Joyce delivers. Fastball for a strike, inner half. 0-1 on Brian Wise. Nolan Mardo waiting in the on-deck circle. Would love to have an opportunity at the plate with multiple runners on in a tight ball game. Joyce delivers 0-1. Fastball misses away. One ball, one strike on Brian Wise. 1-0 Spartans. Bottom of the second inning. Been long innings so far. Wise a check back at second base, or actually rather Joyce, and that's going to prompt Wise to call time at the plate. Joyce will set. Looks back at second. Move back to second base. Diving back in is Owen Harms without much of a play. Tag put down, but that was not close. And back to a 1-1 count here for Brian Wise. Finishing off the first time through the order for Grand Forks Central. The 1-1 pitch. Called a strike, top of the zone. Count a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count. Joyce to look back at second base. The 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. Weiss took a good hack at a baseball. Turns out to be the 3rd strikeout of the day for Jack Joyce. Pair of walks for Grand Forks Central, put a couple aboard, but they'll come away empty their half of the second. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. We played 2 full. Your score, Fargo North 1, Grand Forks Central 0. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto at Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on all-true orthopedics and sports medicine and get back to what moves you.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. KNOX Live Sports will go to the top of the 3rd. Grand Forks Central trailing Fargo North by a score of 1-0 as Elijah Inger and Drew Kalbus set to come to the plate here to turn the order around. Kalbus number 9 in the order for Fargo North. Inger in the on-deck circle. The number 1 spot, they'll start to see Mason Griffin for the 2nd time in the game. Griffin delivers away for ball 1 to Drew Kalbus. And Kalbus ready, the 1-0. Lifted in the air to center, well hit. Zeke Zimmerman shading over towards the left center field gap. He's got it for out number 1. Our coverage of high school baseball brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772 door for PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks and Devils Lake, where the PS stands for perfect service. If it's time to get service on that garage door before graduation day is coming, if you're going to be hosting in the garage, PS Garage Doors is ready to make sure that that garage door is working in perfect service, which is what you're looking for, and that's what the PS stands for. PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks and Devils Lake, bringing you our coverage of high school baseball this afternoon as Elijah Inger takes a pitch up high for a ball. And the count is a ball and no strikes. Inger, a line shot to Logan Bina back in the first inning. And that was an unbelievable defensive play by Logan Bina, diving to his backhand side to pick a ball from Elijah Inger. 2-0 pitch to Inger is high for ball 3. And it's 3 balls and no strikes on Elijah Inger. Inger, one of 4 Spartans that hit the ball well in that inning. He's going to take a 4-pitch walk here. First walk issued by Mason Griffin. And so Inger is aboard. Inger, Spitzer, Sheets, Doherty all struck the baseball very well against Mason Griffin the first time up. And Fargo North, looking back on that inning, probably a bit frustrated they came out with just 1 run. Inger will lead away from first, short lead. Looked that way by Griffin, and the pitch is low for ball 1 to Peyton Spitzer. Spitzer has scored the only run so far in the game. Singled, advanced on a couple of wild pitches, was later driven home on a single from Ben Sheets. The 1-0 pitch to him. Curveball misses up. The count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. You can hear that wind. It's beginning to pick up again. And it is an uncomfortable breeze and then some. It is very, very cold here today at Kraft Field. Probably too cold for baseball where we're playing. 2-0 pitch for a strike. And the count goes to 2-1. Just not a lot of time left to get all the games in. So you can't afford to lose one today. You've got to go ahead and play. Team still with some games left to go. Move over to first by Griffin will chase Inger back. First round of the East Region will be at the home sites on that Tuesday. And then Friday and Saturday with the East Region. Grand Forks will host the softball tournament this year. 2-1 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is up high and mishandled by Brian Wise behind the plate. Elijah Inger will advance at a stolen base. So a runner now in scoring position for Fargo North. We will have coverage of the Eastern Dakota Conference softball tournament. That is something that we'll have for you coming up on KNOX Live Sports when we get to Memorial Day weekend. Pitch misses high for ball 4. And that will put 2 runners aboard as Peyton Spitzer will draw a walk, and that will be his second walk, or actually the second walk issued by Mason Griffin today. So 1 out, 2 aboard again for the Spartans. And Ben Sheets will come to the plate now for Fargo North. Look back at second by Griffin. Sheets out in front on a swing and a miss, and the count's no balls and a strike to Sheets. Sheets a single and then was doubled off of second base on the result of an infield fly that was not caught by Grand Forks Central back in the first inning. And a base running error. Look back at Griffin. The 0-1 pitch. Hammered left side. That's through the hole between short and third. It's a base hit. They will hold up Inger at third base. Ball was retrieved rather quickly by the left fielder, Bryce Carenta, and he gets it in well. So runners will be at every base. That will be hit number 4 of the game for Fargo North. And the bases are loaded for Kellen Doherty, the cleanup hitter for the Spartans. So a big moment in the game now for Fargo North. They came out of that first inning without as much to show for it as they would like. And now they have another opportunity with the bases juiced, 1 out. Kellen Doherty singled his first time up off of Mason Griffin. The pitch to him, hammered left side down the line. That's a hit towards the corner. Coming home to score is Inger. They're going to wave Spitzer around as well. He'll score without a play. 2 come in on Kellen Doherty's single into the left field corner, and Fargo North will make it a 3-0 lead. Roped it just inside the line, down the third baseline. It did not get to the corner. Had it got to the corner, that might have been worse. Bryce Corrente able to go over and cut it off well and keep that to just a single base. And now Jack Joyce will come to the plate for Fargo North, looking to continue their rally. And Joyce will swing and ground one foul to the right. Count, no balls and a strike on Joyce. Joyce popped into the infield fly. That turned out to be the front end of an inning-ending double play against the Spartans in the top of the first. Griffin delivers 0-1. Misses away. Count will level up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners take their edges. The 1-1 to Joyce. Hammered into the left center field gap the opposite way. This one's going to one-hop its way off the wall. A turnaround third for Sheets. He's on his way home. Doherty will be summoned all the way from first base. And jogging into third with a standing 3-bagger will be Jack Joyce. He'll bring home 2 more for Fargo North. And the Spartans will take a 5-0 lead. That one just started to tail away from Zeke Zimmerman, and you knew it was going to be a problem. It one-hopped off one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, and by the time Zimmerman got it in, no chance to stop Joyce. 5 have reached consecutively on 2 walks, 2 singles, and a triple, and Cohen Gebhardt to the plate with the infield on the left side anyway coming in, and Gebhardt will take one high for ball 1. The infield on the right side has not come in, but the shortstop third baseman for Central have come in. The 1-0 pitch is high. Actually, rather called a strike. Count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Gebhardt grounded out to second base his first time up. Hensrud, the shortstop, Ledege, the third baseman, in even with the base paths. Here's a hot shot left side. Gets underneath the glove of Ledege into left field. It'll be a base hit. Joyce will come home to score. 5 consecutive have scored for Fargo North, and 6 consecutive have reached. And it's now a 6-0 game in favor of the Spartans. Sam Mon will come to the plate. Sam Mon, a strikeout victim back in the second inning. And the first pitch to him called a strike. And the count will go to no balls and a strike on Sam Mon. 6-0 Fargo North, big rally here in the third to take some control of the baseball game. Gebhardt, a center fielder, could be a running threat here for the Spartans. The 0-1 pitch misses low for a ball. Count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Mon becomes the 8th bat to come to the plate for Fargo North in the half inning. Gebhardt leads away from first, and a throw will chase him back. Wind continues to be a factor. Seemed like it came up last night, died off for a little bit, and then has been up again ever since. 1-1, runner goes, pitch is swung through and hit foul. And that's going to send Gebhardt back to first base. Unfortunate for Gebhardt, he had a great jump. Probably going to take that base, but Mon took a hack at it and got a piece, which turns it into a foul ball. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sam Mon. Gebhardt again away from first. Runner goes again, pitch misses away. Not quite as good a jump this time. Throw going to be close, but in safely is Cohen Gebhardt. With a head-first slide, he'll steal a bag, and Fargo North will put a runner in scoring position. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sam Mon. And another runner in scoring position for Fargo North. The 2-2. Called strike 3, got him on the outside corner. Mon is struck out for the second time today. Big strikeout for Mason Griffin to get. Sam Chase will come to the plate with 2 outs as Griffin tries to strand another runner for Fargo North. Griffin takes a look back at second base, and the pitch. Laced right side, that's going to drop in front of right fielder Devin Walkenfuss for a hit. They're going to hold up at third. Cohen Gebhardt will pull up there as Walkenfuss gets it back in. And Fargo North will bat around as Drew Kelbis will come back to the plate for a second time in the inning. Kelbis 0 for 1. He flew out to center field earlier this inning. Fargo North will make a change. Tate Grand, a sophomore, will come in to run for Sam Chase as the courtesy runner. So Grand comes in to run at second, rather at first. Runners are on the corners, and Fargo North might not be done running here. With a courtesy runner coming in, they'd have a chance to do something on the base paths. And now they've got Grand picked off. So Grand trying to stay alive. He's tagged out before the runner can score. Grand gets caught off second base. Second runner that we've seen picked off today. And the play will go 1 to 3 to 6 for the putout. And in the long run, only 9 will come to the plate for Fargo North. But the Spartans will rack up 5 runs on 5 base hits. They'll leave 1. We've played 2.5. New score on the All-True scoreboard here at Kraft Field. It's the Spartans 6 and the Knights nothing. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for 2.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on pick 6, my mouth going yap yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. We'll go to the bottom of the third, and Central looking up at a big hole, down by a score of 6-0 after giving up 5 runs to Fargo North in the Spartan half of the third inning. And the Spartans will start the inning in the fourth the same way that they started the third, and they had a lot of big bats that came through. You start taking a look at what they've done offensively today, and I don't know if you would see Mason Griffin go out to start another inning for Grand Forks Central, other than the Knights right now have to plan for 2 games today. But Peyton Spitzer, Elijah Enger, Ben Sheets, Kellen Doherty have all just ripped the ball pretty hard off of Mason Griffin, and they would have the opportunity to come back to the plate in the fourth. But for now, bottom of the third, and Nolan Mardo comes to the plate for the second time today for Grand Forks Central. Mardo walked his first time up, stole second, was later stranded. And the pitch on the way from Joyce, grounded towards second base. Roller to Spitzer, a bit of a bobble, pick it up, throw it over to first base in time to get Nolan Mardo for out number 1. Bryce Corinta will come to the plate. Corinta flew out to center field his first time up. Swings from the left-hand side. Joyce into his third inning of work and will deliver to Corinta. Fastball caught the outside corner for a strike. And Jack Joyce has been busy today from the standpoint of balls put in play against him. The 0-1 pitch grounded up the middle, slow roller, and mishandled at shortstop by Elijah Enger, and Corinta will be on at first base by way of an error. Error going to be charged to Elijah Enger. Be the first error of the baseball game. So Bryce Corinta's put the ball in play twice today, and only one of their Knights so far has put the ball in play. It's been walks or strikeouts from Jack Joyce that have kind of dominated the storyline. Pick off, move at first, and they've got Corinta. A third runner is picked off at first base. Or rather, a third runner is picked off today And this time it's Bryce Corinta that's picked off at first. Boy, oh boy, Mardo was picked off. Corinta's been picked off. One of the Spartans picked off. It has been a day here today picking off runners. So now the base is empty. And a fastball to Hensrud. Misses inside for ball one. So 2 outs. Base is now empty. Hensrud walked his first time up. Joyce starts him with a fastball. And on the 1-0 pitch, fastball right up the middle. That's a base hit for Keegan Hensrud. First hit today for Grand Forks Central, and Hensrud is aboard for the second time today. And that'll bring Logan Bina to the plate for the Knights. Bina, a strikeout victim back in the first. Central trailing by a score of 6-0 here on the All True scoreboard. In the bottom of the third inning. Hensrud away from first. Pitch on the way to Bina. Fastball for a strike. Count 0-1. Joyce 4 walks, 3 strikeouts in 2 innings of work today. And he ends up facing 9 batters in that sequence. So 7 men either reach by way of a walk or strike out against Jack Joyce the first time through for Central. 0-1 pitch called a strike. Knights saw a lot of pitches first time through the lineup. Countdown, no balls and 2 strikes on Bina. Is that sunshine that's trying to break out here? How about that? A set by Joyce, the 0-2 pitch. Laced right side towards the line. Kellen Doherty shading over to the line, able to pick it up. He's got Bina's fly ball. Bina will fly out to right field, and that will retire the Knights in their half of the third inning. No runs. There was a hit. There was an error. And 1 runner left on base. We played 3 full. Your score remains Fargo North 6, Grand Forks Central nothing. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
First pitch taken by Drew Kelbis for a strike as we start the top of the 4th inning. And it's no balls and a strike on Kelbis. We start the top of the 4th. Not sure what happened here. Mike Lucasen, our home plate umpire, waiting for our base umpire. Okay, that was the delay. We were missing one of our umpires. Well, that's embarrassing. Sometimes you got to go to the bathroom, right? You just have to go. It's a sign of a well-hydrated umpire. And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Kelbis. Misses low and inside for ball 1. Count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. What was telling in that sequence was that Mike Lucas, our home plate umpire, you could see his breath as he was looking towards the fence on the Fargo North side. That's how cold it is out there. The 1-1 called a strike in the outside corner. And the count of ball and 2 strikes on Drew Kelbis, who flew out to center field his only time up. The 1-2 hit left side, past a diving try from Keegan Hensrud. That's into left field, and Drew Kelbis has a base hit. Well, here comes a dangerous spot through the order now for Fargo North. 3rd time through the order against Mason Griffin. And Elijah Inger, Peyton Spitzer, Ben Sheets, and Kellen Doherty have all struck the ball really well against Griffin at least once today. Jack Joyce behind it had a triple. So we're going to see Griffin for Central going up against a meat grinder of an offense here for Fargo North. And every pitch will be crucial for Griffin. Griffin will set, pitch, swung on, hit foul towards the Central dugout. The count's 0-1 on Elijah Inger. Inger 0 for 1, but some bad luck. Inger lined out hard to Logan Bina at first base. He's also walked and scored, stole a base. No balls and a strike on Inger. He steps in. Another move over to first. Another runner dancing over at first base. And it's become a pickoff clinic so far today. We've seen 3 runners thrown out on the base paths. 2 for Central, 1 for North. Griffin will come set. The 0-1 pitch. Runner goes, won't matter. Elijah Inger's plunked. And runners will be at first and second with nobody out. First hit batsman of the day. And Peyton Spitzer will come to the plate with 2 aboard for Fargo North here in the top of the 4th inning. Spitzer a single and a walk, and he scored twice today. A look back at first base by Griffin, rather second. And a pitch misses high and tight on Spitzer. And the count is a ball and no strikes. 6-0 Fargo North in the top of the 4th inning. And as we mentioned, this is going to be a meat grinder through the order for Mason Griffin. All of these men have hit the ball well against him. The 1-0 is high. And the count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. And you certainly don't want to load the bases and set the table for the 3 and 4 hitters that are coming up next. This 3-4, or actually 2-3-4-5 spot through the order today has been good. 2-0, hammered foul down the left field line. Spitzer, Sheets, Doherty, and Joyce today. The 2, 3, 4, and 5 hitters. 8 trips to the plate. They are 6 for 7. That included a walk and a run scored by Spitzer in that sequence. Griffin will look back at second base. The 2-1 pitch. Left side to third on 2 hops. Picked up by Ledecky. He'll apply a tag, then throw across the diamond. He'll get 1 out, not 2. Drew Kelbus is out. 5 unassisted for out number 1 of the inning. Spitzer will reach on a fielder's choice. Nice play by Brody Ledecky and a hot shot to third. Gloves it on 2 hops and applies the tag on Kelbus coming across from second to third for the out. And now Ben Sheets. Pair of singles so far today. Will step to the plate. The pitch to Sheets up high. Ball and no strikes on Ben Sheets. Singled in the first and singled in the third, and also scored one of those 5 runs for Fargo North in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 pitch to him. Line to the air to right center field. This one could get all the way back to the wall, and it looks like it will. Around third and looking to score is Inger. They're going to wave Spitzer around as well. There will be no throw to the plate. It's a standing double for Ben Sheets. 2 more runs will come in to score, and Fargo North will take an 8-0 advantage. So the Spartans jump up by an 8 spot here in the 4th. And Kellen Doherty, who has a pair of singles this afternoon, will come to the plate. Griffin will set, checks the runner back at second in the form of Sheets. Pitch to Doherty's high. And the count is a ball and no strikes. Well, Ben Sheets now a 3-for-3 day today. 2 singles and a double. Look back at second base by Griffin. Pitch to Doherty, hammered to center field. This is deep. Zimmerman turning around on it. He's able to go back and make the catch. A bluff tag by Sheets at second base. He'll hold up. Doherty lines out to center field for out number 2. Good read by Zeke Zimmerman. That is not an easy read when the ball's coming right at you. You don't have any angle on it. and you have to judge how well that ball is hit, how deeply it's hit. Zimmerman was able to turn on it, make a couple of back steps, and make the play. Jack Joyce to the plate now for the Spartans. And the pitch to Joyce, high and tight for ball one. Joyce tripled his last time up. Drove in a couple of runs. Later scored on Cohen Gebhardt's base hit. Griffin will look back at second base. And the pitch, high and away on Joyce. 8-0 Spartans on the All-True scoreboard here in the top half of the fourth inning. Joyce will step back in. The 2-0 downstairs. 3 balls, no strikes on Jack Joyce. Griffin takes a look in. Checks the runner back at second base. 3-0 pitch. Absolutely destroyed, but yanked foul. That cleared the bullpen. Ends up out of the ball yard to the right field corner, but in foul territory. And it's now 3 balls and a strike. Just a long strike for Jack Joyce. The 3-1 inside ball 4. And 2 will be aboard for Fargo North as the inning continues. Third walk issued by Mason Griffin. No activity in the Grand Forks Central bullpen, so it could be Griffin's game. We'll see. Danny Marto, the head coach of the Knights, will come out to the pitcher's mound. And this is going to be the point where we make a change. So we'll have a break in the action. Timeouts brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of egg tires in the region. And we'll see a break in the action with a new pitcher coming into the matchup for Grand Forks Central. So the change is made. Fargo North leading by a score of 8-0. 2 outs in the inning, 2 aboard. Cohen Gebhardt coming to the plate, and a new pitcher for Central on the way in. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
RBB Electric is proud to support local high school sports and the athletes who work hard every day. From the field to the classroom, dedication matters. Serving homes, businesses, and farms across the region, RBB Electric is honored to support our teams and communities.
Well, the new pitcher for Grand Forks Central will be Kellen Bovett. Bovett will take over the game from Mason Griffin. Interesting pitching change here for Danny Mardo from the standpoint that Cohen Gebhardt was coming up and had singled in the game, and really Sam Mon is the only spot in the order now that hasn't hit the ball hard against Mason Griffin today, but you have the bottom half of the order coming up, so you might have thought maybe try to stretch out Griffin a little bit further in a doubleheader situation, but nonetheless, Bovett's going to come in and he'll try to tame some of these Fargo North batters, and it starts with Cohen Gebhardt. Fargo North leading by a score of 8-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And 2 aboard for the Spartans. Ben Sheets at second. Jack Joyce is at first. Kellen Bovett will face Cohen Gebhardt. Gebhardt singled in the third. And the first pitch to him is in the turf. Back pick nicely by Brian Weiss behind the plate. And now the Knights will throw the baseball out, as that one got a little wet once again. Sun did break out here for a while. I'm not sure that it warmed anything up for anybody, but it broke out long enough to at least give us a look at some sunlight. Runners from first and second. The 1-0. Hit foul off the end of the bat. Count levels 1 ball, 1 strike. Gebhardt grounded out to second his first time up. Singled and stole a base, drove in a run in the 3rd inning. The 1-1 pitch. Hit towards short, should end it. Keegan Hensrud's got it. Will flip to second base, and Mardo covering will force Jack Joyce. The play will be 6-4, and the Knights will get out of that half inning with no further damage being done. But for Fargo North, they come up with 2 more runs. Benefit of just 1 hit. The hit batsman, the fielder's choice correction, 2 hits. So 2 runs on 2 hits. They will leave 1. And your score after 3.5. Fargo North 8. Grand Forks Central nothing. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
RBB Electric is proud to support local high school sports and the athletes who work hard every day. From the field to the classroom, dedication matters. Serving homes, businesses, and farms across the region, RBB Electric is honored to support our teams and communities.
The body shop you work with is your choice, so pick the local team with a service you trust. Modern Auto Body in Grand Forks can make it look like the accident never happened. Schedule an appointment for an estimate on our website or give us a call.
We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Grand Forks Central trailing by a score of 8-0. Jack Joyce will go back out for his 4th inning of work. The Knights in a big hole here. Came into this one trying to keep some hopes of making the East Region tournament on the line. Again, we go back to drive for the title, and you see there Grand Forks Central 1-11, trailing Fargo North for that final spot in the East Region tournament by 4 games, and would probably need a sweep here today to keep things alive when it comes down to a chance at the postseason, as Brody Lettigame will dive out of the way of a fastball that's high and tight from Jack Joyce. And the count will be a ball with no strikes. It'll be Lettigame, Devin Walkenfuss, Owen Harms. Due up for Grand Forks Central here in the 4th inning. But now facing an 8-0 hole. Knights really can't afford to give up any more ground here. Won't be able to give up any more in the second game. 1-0 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss from Lettigame. Count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Lettigame a strikeout victim. 1 of 3 for Jack Joyce. That came back in the 2nd inning. Joyce will set the 1-1. Lifted in the air to right field. Well hit, but right at Kellen Doherty. Couple of steps back and he'll make the catch. Lettigame hit the ball well, hit it deep, but right at the right fielder. And out number 1 recorded for Grand Forks Central, and they're half of the 4th. Devin Walkenfuss will come to the plate. Walkenfuss a fly out to center field so far today. And the pitch to him. Curveball that sweeps away. 1 ball and no strikes on Devin Walkenfuss. The 1-0 pitch. Grounded towards third, high chop, and that's backhanded errantly behind third by Sam Mon. Devin Walkenfuss will reach. That's tough scoring. And now a ball got away coming in the infield, and that's going to move the runner Walkenfuss over to second base as the throwback to the pitcher gets away, and there will be 2 errors on the play. And I believe both are going to be charged to the third baseman, Sam Mon. Mon trying to field the ball behind third base, took it off the palm of the glove. It was a high second chop, or that high first chop rather, that caused him to lose track of the ball. And then his relay throw back into the infield ends up getting away from Jack Joyce and was offline. And that allowed Walkenfuss to move on to second. Owen Harms to the plate for Central. He walked in the 2nd inning. Walkenfuss away from second base. And the pitch from Joyce. Called a strike. Count 0-1 on Owen Harms. Runner in second base, and the Knights could use something to kind of pick up the pace for Central here. The 0-1 pitch. Walkenfuss swings and hits it foul back behind the plate. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Owen Harms. Harms walked his first time up. That was back in the second. Joyce sets, takes a look back at second base. And the 0-2 pitch to Harms. Swung on, hit foul again. Nothing in 2 on Owen Harms. Another check of the runner at second. Another 0-2 pitch. Curveball grounded back to the pitcher. To be picked up by Joyce. He'll take a look at the runner coming across, but we'll go over to first base for the out on Harms. 1-3 for the putout. It'll move Walkenfuss over to third. And Zeke Zimmerman will come to the plate, looking to drive in the first run of the game for Grand Forks Central. So a runner down at third in the form of Walkenfuss. Joyce will take a look that direction. And the pitch to Zimmerman. Fastball high. Pushes the count to a ball and no strikes on Zimmerman. The 1-0 to Zeke Zimmerman. That one missed high as well. Count 2 balls, no strikes. Just a couple of league games going on today. Mondays aren't a huge day for baseball, but makeup dates become crucial. 2-0 pitch to Zimmerman. Fastball high. 3-0. Zimmerman also walked his first time up. Joyce has been out of the zone a little bit today. He's walked 4, struck out 3. Look towards third. And the 3-0 to Zimmerman. High and away for ball 4. That'll be walk number 5 for Jack Joyce. This is not where you want to do that. This is the bottom of the Grand Forks Central order. Brian Wise coming to the plate. And that'll be something that when you start taking a look at it, 7, 8, and 9 in the order today. They've been to the plate 5 times. They're 0 for 2, drawn 3 walks. So Jack Joyce has kind of put himself in his own trouble down here against the bottom of the Central order. Brian Wise to the plate. Zimmerman may be running here at some point during the at-bat. Pitch on the way to Wise, called a strike. Count no balls and a strike. Zimmerman is the center fielder for Central. Standing on first base right now. And he has a fairly good lead over at first base. Joyce will check him. The 0-1 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch misses inside. There will be a bluff throw, but Zimmerman will slide into second base safely, and runners will be at second and third. Spartans decided to surrender the bag to Zeke Zimmerman and make sure that Walkenfuss couldn't score a run for free. Also didn't make a throw out onto the diamond that you might have thought would be cut off. See if you could draw Walkenfuss to the plate. So now 2 in scoring position for Wise. The 1-1 pitch, laced foul to the right. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, the count on Wise. 2 aboard for Central. They're down 8-0. Could use some runs. The 1-2 pitch. Rounded up the middle. That's going to bring in at least 1, and we'll bring in another. It's a base hit. Scoring on the play is Walkenfuss. Zimmerman will come around to score. And Grand Forks Central produces out of the bottom of their order to cut the lead to 6. Well, that's 6, 7, 8, and 9 that come through, reaching on an error, advancing on an error, drawing a walk, swiping a bag, and then you get the base hit up the middle for Brian Wise, a ground ball with eyes. And Central might not be done yet. Back to the top of the order. Nolan Mardo will come to the plate. Mardo has walked and grounded out to second so far today. Another move over, just back in time at first base is Brian Wise. Diving back to the bag. 3 runners have been picked already today. 2 from Central, 1 from North. Pitch to Mardo, swinging a foul. Count, no balls and a strike. Mardo hits the ball the opposite way a lot. Part of the reason when you see him stride into a baseball, that front foot comes away from the plate. Kind of has a natural swing trying to put the ball the other way. The 0-1 pitch. That one up over his head. Runner going. This peg is in time. Tag applied, but missed. Then a second tag is applied after the base is overslid by Brian Wise, and he's tagged out after making second base. 2-4 on the putout for out number 3. Wise made second, but then was tagged out trying to come back to it. And the Knights will pick up a pair of runs on a hit and an error. Correction, 2 errors. And after 4, your score on the All True scoreboard. New score, the Spartans 8 and the Knights 2. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Radio.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
The body shop you work with is your choice, so pick the local team with the service you trust. Modern Auto Body in Grand Forks can make it look like the accident never happened. Schedule an appointment for an estimate on our website or give us a call.
Spare Husband keeps homes running smoothly with trusted repairs, remodels, and every fix in between. JK Rents sets the scene with tables and chairs for weddings, parties, and celebrations. Together, they're proud local high school sports sponsors, supporting the teams and the community they call home.
We welcome you back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Cooper Freegee has our videography work today. He's coming to the press box looking for warm clothing. We'll see a pinch hitter for Fargo North, and we're not sure who it is. We have a number 23, but Colin Holt, he's not even on the roster. And he'll take a pitch for ball 1. I'm just looking to see him. Yeah, they don't have him on the JV roster. Oh, there he is. He's number 50 on the JV roster. Okay, we got it. 1-0 pitch on the way to Colin Holt. Misses away for ball 2. So Colin Holt will hit for Sam Mon here in inning number 5. And the 2-0 pitch on the way to him misses away for ball 3. It counts 3 balls and no strikes on Colin Holt. Kellen Bovet, new pitcher for Grand Forks Central, delivers a strike. Faced just 1 batter in the last half inning, Cohen Gebhardt. Got him to roll into a fielder's choice that ended the inning. That ended the pitching line today for Mason Griffin. We can go through that. The 3-1 pitch, hit up the middle for a base hit. So Colin Holt with a pinch hit single to start things off for the North Bats here in the 5th inning. Pitching line for Mason Griffin today. He'll go 3 2/3. Gives up 8 runs. All were earned on 10 hits. Struck out 2, walked 3, hit 1. And is the pitcher of record as Sam Chase will come to the plate for Fargo North. Bovet will step off and look Colin Holt back to the bag. Chase a single in 2 trips to the plate today. And the pitch from Bovet drops in for a strike. No balls to the strike on Sam Chase. Bovet checks the runner. The 0-1 runner goes. Pitch called to strike. Peg out to second base. Not going to be on time. And Holt will move on to second base with the stolen bag. And so Sam Chase will hit with a count 0-2. And a runner in scoring position for the Spartans here in the 5th. The 0-2 pitch misses in the turf. Ends up rolling back to the screen, and that's going to bring Holt on to third. So a runner on third with nobody out. And the count now a ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Hit high in the air to left field. I don't know if this will be deep enough to score a run. Waiting to tag is Holt. He will tag. Catch is made by Bryce Carinta. And the throw will not be on time. Holt coming home to score. That'll make it 9-2 Fargo North. Chase will get a sacrifice fly out of the deal. And an RBI. 1 out in the inning. And Drew Kelbus will come to the plate now for the Spartans. Calvis singled and was later out back in the 4th inning. The pitch from Bovet up high. Oh, called a strike. We'll call it top end of the zone. And the count 0-1 on Drew Calvis. Now a 7-run lead for Fargo North. And the 0-1 pitch from Bovet. This is inside. One ball, 1 strike on Drew Kelbus. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle. 1 hopper. Bovet snares it. Fields his position well and throws Kelbus out. 1-3 on the putout for out number 2. Base is empty. And Elijah Inger comes around for the 4th time today. And he's 0 for 2, rather 0 for 1. He's been walked and he's been hit by a pitch. He scored twice today as a stolen base. His 0 for 1, a line shot that Logan Bina made a diving snare at. Back to start the game. Pitch to Inger, he shows bunt, takes it for a strike. Griffin sees a sign, his 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air to right field, right at Devin Walkenfuss, who will come on and make the catch. And Inger will fly out to Walkenfuss. That will end the Spartan 5th. They'll score a run and a hit, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score, the Spartans 9 and the Knights 2. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage. Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 7-run lead for Grand Forks Central, a 9-2 mark. Fargo North with the 7-run lead by a score of 9-2 as Central will come to the plate here in the 5th. Nolan Mardo, who walked and stole a base so far today and is 0 for 1 for the contest, will come to the plate for Grand Forks Central. First game of 2. We have one for you here on KNOX Live Sports. Invite you out to take in the second game here today. Mardo steps to the plate. Jack Joyce goes into his 5th inning of work for the Spartans, and a curveball for a strike. Count will go to no balls and a strike on Nolan Mardo. Set by Joyce. And the 0-1 pitch to Mardo. Curveball that misses away. Count level, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mardo grounded out to second base in the 3rd inning. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Count 1-2, and again, you see Mardo kind of pull off the ball just a little bit. That front foot strides away from the plate. Gives you a natural swing the opposite way, but shortens up the bat a little bit. Takes a little bit of your power away from you as well. Look over towards third. And the 1-2 from Joyce. Fastball down low. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joyce takes a look. The 2-2. Just missed high. That'll fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch missed inside for ball 4. And Grand Forks Central has a base runner to work with. And they're half of the 5th inning. That's walk number 6 today for Jack Joyce, to go with 3 strikeouts. And Bryce Carinta reached on an error back in the 3rd inning. Flew out to center field in the first, 0 for 2 so far today. Looking to make something happen for the Knights in their half of the 5th. Mardo goes, pitches bunted, foul. Count, no balls and a strike on Bryce Carinta. That did not look like a bunt from Carinta that was meant to just move a runner along. He had visions of getting to first base, trying to lay it down the 3rd base side. It wasn't defended particularly well. It looked like Fargo North maybe gapped a little bit about what their assignment was. Now you'll see Sam Mon coming in, move over to first to chase Mardo back. But the 3rd baseman for Fargo North, Sam Mon, going to step in front of the 3rd base bag in on what would be the grass on the infield. Mardo will lead away from first. The 0-1. This time Carinta's taking a pitch and it's a strike. Danny Mardo still sending out the signals down there. No play cards, no numbers being shouted across the diamond. The new way of doing things. Set by Joyce. The 0-2 pitch, high and away. The count is a ball and 2 strikes on Bryce Carinta. Bottom of the 5th. Central trailing by a score of 9-2. Another move over to first base. Mardo back in. Game has struggled at times for some pace. Mardo away from first. He's going. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Mardo will stay out of the double play ball. Throw to first base. Going to be in time to get Carinta. And Mardo will move to second. So the hit and run moves Mardo along. Carinta is thrown out 4-3 for out number 1 of the inning. And Keegan Hensrud will come to the plate. Hensrud a walk and a single so far today. 1 for 1. had the first hit of the game for Grand Forks Central back in the third. And they're going to make a move on Mardo. He'll dive back to second. Hensrud ready. Mardo dangles away from second base. And the pitch. Curveball misses inside. A ball and no strikes to Keegan Hensrud. Mardo away from second. Joyce a couple of checks. The 1-0. And Hensrud check swing for a strike. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike on Hensrud. Mardo stepping away from second base. And now Hensrud will call time at the plate. One thing that Jack Joyce does well, using timing as an element for his advantage. Here's another quick turn and throw. Back to second, that will chase Mardo back in, but changes things up, holds his set a little bit longer, just enough to make a hitter feel a bit uncomfortable at the plate. The old adage is that timing, or hitting is timing, and pitching is the disrupting of timing. Look back at second base. Mardo steps away. The 1-1 to Hensrud. Swinging a ground ball right side. Base hit into right field. Up with it is Doherty. They're going to wave Mardo. Throw will come in on the infield and be cut off. Mardo will score. And Grand Forks Central's back within 6. Hensrud's having a day. 2 for 2, pair of singles, and he's driven in a run. And Logan Bina will come to the plate for Grand Forks Central. Bina a strikeout and a flyout so far today. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Hensrud to lead from first. Bina will take one low and away for ball 1. Pitch to Bina, up high. Count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. Bina and Ledegi, 4 and 5 hitters for Central today. The only 2 men that have not yet reached safely in one way or another. The 2-0 pitch, and that one hit Bina in the helmet. And Bina's not happy about it. Long look out towards the pitcher's mound, and he and Jack Joyce stare each other down, and Bina continues to exchange some words now with the Fargo North infield as Hensrud will go over to second base. And Bina hit by a pitch, the first hit batsman of Jack Joyce's day. And this is going to bring another visit to the pitcher's mound from Fargo North's coaching staff. And it would appear that they're going to make a change. So that will be the end of Jack Joyce's day. Drew Kelbis is being summoned from left field. And so we'll have a pitching change coming up for Fargo North. 9-3 your score. The Knights trailing by 6. They'll have 2 aboard as a new Fargo North pitcher comes to the pitcher's mound. We'll have that for you when we continue next. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com. Drew Kalbus will come in from left field to take over the pitching position from Jack Joyce. So Drew Kalbus comes in. Jack Joyce was the designated hitter and also the pitcher. So right now, the Spartans could make a change in the outfield and keep Jack Joyce's bat in the game while Drew Kalbus takes his warm-up pitches for Fargo North. I almost believe, though, that Joyce went out into left field. It looks like Jack Joyce took a spot out there at this point. So Joyce will lead the game with 2 runners aboard. Keegan Hensrud at second, Logan Bina at first, and Brody Ledegy is at the plate for Grand Forks Central. It's a 9-3 ball game. The Knights trying to work their way back into it with 2 aboard here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitch on the way, Ledegy swings and bloops one down the right field line. Long run, nobody can get there. It drops. A throw to second base will be offline, and everybody is going to be safe. It'll be a base hit for Brody Ledegy, and the bases will be loaded with Knights as Devin Walkenfuss will come to the plate. Jack Joyce did go to left field. We were able to confirm that. So Jack Joyce goes to left. It's a straight change. Kalbus in for Joyce, just a defensive change for Fargo North. No new players in the game. But here's a crucial at-bat. Bases loaded with Grand Forks Central Knights. And Devin Walkenfuss to the plate, who's 0 for 2. Reached on an error and scored back in the 4th inning. And he would have an opportunity to bring the Knights back within striking distance here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitch to him, a swing and a miss, took a healthy cut at a fastball up. Count no balls and a strike on Devin Walkenfuss. A look back at second base. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses away. Count levels up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Fargo North storms out to an 8-0 lead. You might have thought this thing was going to get away, but the Knights have done a nice job of chipping away here or there. Now a big opportunity. The 1-1 to Walkenfuss, called for a strike in the outside corner. One ball, 2 strikes on Devin Walkenfuss. Hensrud from third, Bina from second, Ledegy from first. The 1-2 pitch, down low. That'll level the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. Runners edge away from every base. The 2-2 from Kalbus. Missed away, ball 3. No place to put Walkenfuss if you're Fargo North. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kalbus will set just in front of the buckle. 3-2 pitch, grounded up the middle. Long run to get to it. A diving stab made by Elijah Inger. It'll stop a run from scoring, but everybody's safe. It's an infield hit for Walkenfuss. Hensrud will score, and that will cut the lead to 5 at 9-4. We say it stops a run from scoring because if that ball leaks into center field, Logan Bina will come home to score as well. The bases remain loaded on station to station, and Owen Harms will come to the plate now for Central. So the Knights are back within 5 and a chance to do more damage with still just 1 out in the 5th. The pitch to Harms. Ground ball right side. That's a base hit into right field. They're going to wave around Ledegy from second. The ball was mishandled in right field. Bina will score. Ledegy will score. On to third goes Walkenfuss. Owen Harms with a single. And Grand Forks Central will cut the lead to 3 at 9-6. So Grand Forks Central back within 3, 2 aboard, and the tying run will come to the plate for the Knights here in the 5th inning in the form of Zeke Zimmerman, who's walked twice, stole a base, and scored a run here today. And the pitch to Zimmerman, he shows bunt, takes it high. And the count is a ball and no strikes on Zeke Zimmerman. A 9-6 lead for Fargo North, but Central's having an inning. 4 have come in the inning. Move over to first base. That will chase Owen Harms back to the bag. Fargo North now slowing the game down a little bit defensively as they're checking some play cards to go about their defensive game plan with runners on the corners here, anticipating Central might try to move a runner up. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Zeke Zimmerman. Runner does go. Zimmerman takes a bunt away. Peg out to second base, cut off, throw back to the plate, not in time. Delayed double steal will score a run. Walkenfuss will come home to score. And the lead is cut to 2 at 9-7. That was just, I don't believe, the right execution for Fargo North. If you're going to cut the ball off on the infield, then step in and cut it off a little bit earlier to give yourself a chance to throw home. They had no chance to do that. So now the lead cut to 2. And the 1-1 pitch to Zimmerman. Called a strike. Five into the inning for Grand Forks Central. A walk, a hit batsman, 4 hits so far. A ball and 2 strikes to Zimmerman. A look back at second base by Kalbus, and time is called at the plate. Line is out on Jack Joyce for today. Joyce will go 4 1/3. He'll give up 5 runs. 4 were earned on 3 base hits. The 1-2 to Zimmerman hit foul. Joyce will walk 6, strike out 3, and hit 1. And right now would be the pitcher of record for Fargo North. One ball, 2 strikes on Zeke Zimmerman. Zeke's walked in the second, walked in the 4th. Runner away from second base is Owen Harms. Kalbus will set, looks back at second base. A second look. And now time is called again. Kalbus taking a look in. Harms will dangle away from second base. And the 1-2 to Zimmerman. Hard shot down the third base line. One hopped and picked up by Mon. He'll throw across the diamond for the out. Big play for Fargo North. That ball hit well by Zimmerman. He put a charge into it. And Mon at third base, able to make a one-hop stop on it and throw across the diamond for the out. And Brian Wise will come to the plate for Grand Forks Central. The Knights have had a nice inning, scoring 5 in the inning. But a runner at second base, a big one they would love to bring home. Kalbus takes a look back at second base. And the pitch on the way. Misses away for ball 1. Wise is the 9th batter to come to the plate in the inning. And if Central able to bring home that run out on second base, they turn the lineup around. A look back at second base, move back that way. And Harms will dive back into second base safely. A ball and no strikes to Brian Wise, the 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball for a strike. Count evens up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Calba's taking a look in again. The 1-1 offering. Laced down the right field line, but turning foul, and that will be out of play. Crowd beginning to pick up now a little bit. Couple of innings ago, Central crowd didn't have a whole lot to get behind, but they've seen their team rally here in the 5th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Calvis will come set, looks back at second base. And the 1-2 pitch to Wise hit him. So a hit batsman will put the tying runs aboard and bring the leadoff hitter, Nolan Mardo, back to the plate here in the 5th inning. We'll see Noah Craig come in to run at first base for Brian Wise as a courtesy runner. So Nolan Mardo to the plate with the tying runs aboard for Grand Forks Central in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitch on the way to Mardo, high for ball 1. Mardo on the day has scored a run, walked twice. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon officially, stolen a base as well. A look back at second base. Another look by Kelvis in the 3rd. And the 1-0 pitch. Mardo flares one foul to the right. That will twist out of play. One ball, 1 strike on Nolan Mardo. Mardo comes back to the plate. Away from second, Owen Harms. Noah Craig away from first for Central. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball misses high. 2 balls and a strike. 9-7 on the all-true scoreboard. Game has become very interesting after Fargo North scored the first 8 runs of the day. A look back at second base. The 2-1 to Mardo. Called a strike on the outside corner. Two balls, 2 strikes to Nolan Mardo. Runners away from first and second again. Calbus checking back at second base. The 2-2 to Mardo. Ground shot to second base. Gloved cleanly by the second baseman Spitzer. He'll flip to Inger at second base to force Noah Craig coming over. 4-6 on the putout for out number 3. Mardo will roll into a fielder's choice, and that will end the 5th inning. But Grand Forks Central strikes back. They'll come across with 5 runs in the inning on 4 base hits. They'll leave 1, and we have played 5 full. New score on the all-true scoreboard. It's the Spartans 9 and the Knights 7. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Welcome you back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Fly ball out for Peyton Spitzer to right field to get things started here for Fargo North in their half of the sixth. And Ben Sheets will take a strike. And the 0-1 pitch from Bovett, lined foul. And the count 0-2. So a big inning for Grand Forks Central as they bring across 5 runs on 4 hits in the last half inning. Strand a runner, but get back to within 2. It's now 9-7. And the 0-2, hard hammered shot to deep left field, and this one is off the wall. Sheets will turn around first base. He's on his way to second and will hold up there with a stand-up double. Second double today for Ben Sheets. He's got a 4-for-4 day going on for Fargo North. 2 singles, 2 doubles. He scored in the third. That one hit the very bottom of the fence in the air. And so a runner on second base is Kellen Doherty will come to the plate for Fargo North. Doherty, a pair of singles. He's also lined out to center field. Struck the ball pretty well so far today. Pitch from Bovett. Misses low and away for ball 1. 9 runs on 12 hits. 4 errors for Fargo North this afternoon. Those have been killers. 1-0 pitch on the way. Ground shot, left side, diving stop, knocked it down for Keegan Hensrud. It'll be a base hit. May have saved a run on that as Sheets will move to third and holds up there. That'll be an infield hit for Fargo North, their 13th hit of the game. So runners will be on first and third with 1 out. And Jack Joyce will come to the plate. He's tripled and walked so far today. Central could use a double play ball. Runners go. Pitch is grounded foul hard down the right field line. Good jump at first base by Kellen Doherty. But Jack Joyce took a swing at it and sent it hard down the right field line, but foul. Runners again from first and third. Sheets from third. Doherty away from first. Joyce ready. And Bovetz delivers. Joyce hits it in the air. Foul territory, right side near first base. Long run being given by Logan Bina. No chance to catch up to that one. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. So 0-2 for Logan Bina. Rather not Bina. Jack Joyce, apologies. Bina was attempting to chase down that ball a couple of moments ago. Bovett will take a look over to first base. Sets out in front of the chest. The 0-2 pitch. Hit up the middle. Ground ball. They'll get past Keegan Hensrud in the center field for a base hit. A run will come home to score. Ben Sheets will score from third. And Fargo North will push the lead back to 3 by a score of 10-7. So the lead back to 3 for the Spartans. 3 hits in the inning. And Cohen Gebhardt, who has a single and 3 trips so far today, will come to the plate. Bovett takes a look back at second base. And the pitch on the way. Hard shot down the third base line. That's fair and into left field. A turn by Doherty from second. He'll come home to score. And the Spartans will push the lead back to 4 by a score of 11-7. 4 consecutive hits in the inning for the Spartans, dating back to Ben Sheets. Sam Mon will come to the plate. Singled back in the 5th and scored a run. Bovett delivers. And Mon will take one low for ball 1. 1-0 pitch is in the turf. Bounds away momentarily from Wise. Both runners will attempt to advance, and they will do so. So wild pitch will move runners up. Joyce will go to third, Gebhard to second. And Central in some trouble now as Fargo North begins to pull away again here in their half of the sixth inning. Infield will come in. Bo Vett will work out of the windup. The 2-0 pitch, swinging a foul back behind the plate. Count 2 balls and a strike. Mon's single was in the fifth, later scored. For his position, scored. 2-1 pitch, right side, in the air to right field. That'll get the hole for a base hit. They'll bring one in, hold another runner up as they'll hold Gebhard up at third. Jack Joyce will come home to score. And 5 consecutive hits in the inning now for the Spartans have pushed the lead back to 5 by a score of 12-7. Sam Chase will come to the plate. 1 for 2 on the day. Singled back in the third, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. So the lead back to 5 for the Spartans. And the Spartans still batting with 1 out here in the 6th. Bunt is shown, pitch called to strike. Throw it to second base, not going to be in time to catch a stolen base opportunity for Fargo North. That may be Sam Mon running for himself here. So now infield back in for Grand Forks Central with runners at second and third. And the 0-1 pitch lifted in the air, foul. That'll twist out a play to the right. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes, and Sam Chase. Chase ready. Bo Vett taking a look for a sign. He's got what he's looking for. The 0-2 pitch. Hit foul back to the screen. Well, the game about to hit the 2-hour mark. We got started at 4:37 this afternoon. And we're still here in the top of the 6th. Been a slow-moving game so far here today. Lots of runs, but beyond that, runners picked off, lots of timing issues. The 0-2 pitch, breaking pitch missed low for a ball. And the count now a ball and 2 strikes. Now the 1-2 on the way from Bo Vett. Grounded back up the middle. Bo Vett has it, checks the runner at third. And now they've got 2 runners hung up one between third and home, and one between short and third, and a throw back to second base in time for a double play. So Chase will be out 1-3 for out number 2, and Sam Mon will be out 1-3 to 4 for out number 3, and another strange base running play that will cap off this day. But 3 runs will come across on 5 base hits, and Fargo North will leave 1. We played 5.5. New score on the Ultra scoreboard. Spartans 12, Knights 7. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks. Gear up for ski season or hit the trails on a fat tire bike. At the Ski and Bike Shop, we offer top brands, ski and snowboard service, and everything you need for cold weather fun. The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks, where your next adventure begins.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. Bryce Carinta will lead things off for Grand Forks Central. Drew Kalbus will report for his first full inning of work after coming in relief in the 5th. Central was down 8-0, closed the gap to 9-7. And now Fargo North has scored 3 to stretch the lead back out to 5. It's 12-7 Spartans on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. And Bryce Carinta will come to the plate. Game lapse over 2 hours old. Carinta reached on an error back in the 3rd. He's 0 for 3 here today. Drew Kalbus will step up on the hill. And Kalbus delivers. Carinta will take a strike. Count no balls at a strike. The 0-1 on the way to Carinta. Swing and a miss. May have fouled it off. Cal will go to no balls, 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes on Bryce Carinta, and the 0-2 offering to him. Curveball misses away. Cal will go to a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on high heat. And Carinta is strikeout number 1 for Drew Kalbus this afternoon. So Carinta will strike out. Keegan Hensrud to the plate. And Keegan's got a good day going. 2 singles, a run scored. He's walked. 2 for 2 officially here today. Hensrud stands ready. And here comes the pitch from Kalbus. Breaking pitch for a strike. Count no balls and a strike on Keegan Hensrud. 12-7 Spartans. Bottom of the 6th inning. The 0-1 pitch. Hensrud a check swing. They're going to ask if he went. He did not. Count levels up. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 from Kalbus misses away and low. Count 2 balls and a strike. 12 runs on 16 hits this afternoon for Fargo North. The 2-1 pitch to Hensrud is high. The count goes to 3-1. The Knights have scored 7 runs on just 6 hits, but they've been walked 6 times and hit by pitches twice. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 offering on the outside corner. Strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff on the way to Hensrud. Jammed him. He rolls it towards 3rd. Charging is Sam Mon. He's got it. Off his back foot in time to get the out on Keegan Hensrud. 5-3 for out number 2. Logan Bina to the plate. Bina hit by a pitch back in the 5th inning. Trying to start something here for the Knights. And they're half of the 6th. And the pitch on the way to him. Breaking pitch misses low for ball 1. Looking ahead to the Spartans 7th. Bottom of the order, Drew Kalbus, then back to the top. And they've just been murder today on Central pitching. 1-0 pitch, hit Bina. That's the 2nd time he's been hit. Bina took exception to the first one. This one, I think he's more annoyed than anything. And Kalbus will be charged with his 2nd hit batsman today. He also hit Brian Wise back in the 5th. So a runner aboard for Brody Ledecky. Bina trying to flex this one out. Looks like he's grasping at his left shoulder blade. Turned the shoulder into that one when he was going to be hit. Probably took that on the spot that he wanted to in that moment. If he can get you in the shoulder, he can get you in the chin. Ledege standing ready, 1 for 3 in the day. And a pitch misses for a ball. Set by Drew Kelbus. The 1-0 pitch. Misses inside. Count 2 balls, no strikes. Ledege struck out in the second. Flew out to right field in the fourth. Singled and scored in the fifth. Move over towards first. Bina dives back in safely. A set, the 2-0 pitch. Down low for a ball. Three balls, no strikes. Walkenfuss would be next for Grand Forks Central. Pitch called a strike. Count will go to 3-1. Set by Kelbus, 3-1 offering. Missed low and away for ball 4. First walk issued by Kelbus today, but 3 free passes in an inning and a third. 2 hit batsmen and a walk. And Devin Walkenfuss will come to the plate for Grand Forks Central. Walkenfuss singled and scored back in the 5th inning. Kelbus looks back at second base. The pitch misses away for ball 1. Runners take their leads. And the 1-0 pitch to Walkenfuss. Hard shot left side that's going to drop into left field for a base hit. They're going to make a late turn and wave Bina around. Bina will come around to score without a play. And Central's back within 4. Ledege to second base. Walkenfuss with an RBI single. And it's 12-8 on the all-true scoreboard, as Owen Harms gets set to come to the plate. So Harms stands ready. A single in 2 trips today. He's also walked. Kelbus takes a look back at second base. And the pitch on the way. High and away for ball 1. On the day, Harms, as we mentioned, singled in the 5th inning, stole a base. Rounded out to the pitcher in the 4th. He walked back in the 2nd. Runners from 1st and 2nd. Kelbus checks the runner at second base. Ledege makes a move that way. Ledege back in. Runners edge away again. Harms standing ready at the plate. The 1-0. Hard shot towards second. This could be 2. Flip to second base for 1. Won't need 2. My apologies. Flip to second base. Going to be enough to get Walkenfuss 4-6 on the play for round number 3. Harms will roll into a fielder's choice, and that will end the Grand Forks Central 6th. The Knights will pick up a run and a hit, and will leave 1. And your score after 6 full. Spartans 12 and the Knights 8. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks. We'll go to the 7th. Grand Forks Central trailing 12-8 to Fargo North as we go to the 7th inning. Kellen Bovet back out there for Grand Forks Central, trying to finish this one up and hold off any additional damage, but again going through a meat grinder of a lineup today for Fargo North. Drew Kelvis leads things off, and Bovet bounces one to the plate for a ball and no strikes. Kelvis singled back in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. Kelvis stands ready, and the 1-0 pitch on the way. That one called a strike. The lights have come on here at Oxford Sports Complex, or Oxford Park, I believe is how they're referring to it now, in Kraft Field. The 1-1 offering. Bunt is shown, bunted right in front of the plate. Bovet up with it, quick throw, too high, and that went up into foul territory. And a late decision made by Kelvis. He wants to go to second. No chance to catch him. It'll be a base hit and an error. Error going to be charged to the pitcher. It's the 17th hit of the game for Fargo North. And back to the top of the order now for Elijah Inger and Fargo North. And boy, they have been good in the heart of this order. Inger, though, still not a base hit today. He's 0 for 2. Been aboard twice with a walk and a hit batsman. He scored twice. Runner at second is Kelvis. Pitch. Inger hits it on the infield. Foul territory rather, third base side. Running grab is made and a sliding catch by Brian Wise to come up with it. We'll see, we can't take a look at that again in the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. Watch this sliding catch from Wise, running over to make the play. Nifty slide, just about went into the Fargo North dugout and was able to take that one away from what was going to be out of play. So Inger will pop out in foul territory to the catcher for out number 1. Kelvis is now at third. I did not see how he got there. Did they balk him over? Or did he tag on the play? Pitch called to strike. So Kelvis goes to third base. The count, no balls and a strike on Peyton Spitzer. Spitzer at the plate. He scored 3 times today. The 0-1 pitch to him misses low. The count will be a ball and a strike. Spitzer singled and scored in the first, walked and scored in the third, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 4th. He would be 1 for 3 this afternoon. The 1-1 from Bovet, swinging a foul at the end of the bat, back to the screen. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Bovet came in back in the 4th inning, has not walked anyone, has not recorded a strikeout, has not hit a batter. Everything has been to the defense, one way or another. The 1-2 pitch, breaking pitch up high. Pitcher of record, Mason Griffin today. Bovet trying to make it a 2-pitcher appearance today for Central. The 2-2 hit foul back to the screen. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, breaking pitch, hit Peyton Spitzer. Just when we said that there hasn't been a free pass, Bovet plunks the batter. So now runners at the corners, and Ben Sheets has been really tough on Grand Forks Central today. Sheets 4 for 4, 2 singles, 2 doubles. He scored twice. Runners on first and third with 1 out. Bovet will set. Runner from first goes, pitch is grounded to third, And mishandled at third base by Ledecky. He's got it. Throws across the diamond for the out, but now nobody covering third. It will allow a run to come home and score. And Spitzer, running alertly, goes to third base with no one else there. Sheets is out. It'll be 5-3 on the putout for out number 2. Run comes home to score, making it 13-8. Fargo North now leading by 5. So 2 outs in the inning, and Kellen Doherty will come to the plate. And the pitch from Bovet, line shot into the left center field gap. That'll be a base hit. It'll bring home Spitzer. A turn at first base by Doherty. He's on his way to second. He'll reach without a play, and it's a standing double for Kellen Doherty. And Doherty has a 4-for-5 day today. 3 singles, a double, and a pair of runs scored. That'll make it 14-8. Fargo North back up by 6. And Jack Joyce will come to the plate, swinging a ground ball foul to the right. Count no balls and a strike on Joyce. Joyce a single and a triple. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon. Scored a pair of runs. Bovet takes a look in for a sign. The 0-1 pitch inside on Joyce. He'll slide out of the way. And that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Look back at second base. The 1-1 pitch. Hard shot right side. That's into the outfield for a base hit. A turnaround third by Doherty. He'll come home to score. Joyce will slide his way to second base. Wouldn't have needed to. It's a double for Jack Joyce. He now has 3/4 of the cycle today with a single, a double, and a triple, that being the double. And it's now 15-8. Fargo North back up by 7. Their biggest lead of the day has been 8 when they led 8-0. And the pitch on the way to Gebhardt. He'll drive one to left field. That's right at the left fielder, Bryce Carinta, who reaches up and makes the catch on Gebhardt. Carinta will snare that one before it gets behind him. And that will retire Fargo North in their half of the 7th inning. But in the inning, they'll bring around 3 runs on the benefit of 3 more base hits. And we'll leave a runner, and we will go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score on the All True scoreboard. Grand Forks Central trailing Fargo North 15-8. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Post-game report will be brought to you by Spring Advantage. Everything you need for spraying and application on your farm. The difference between Spring Advantage and their competitors is that Spring Advantage has what you're looking for in stock. Tips, tanks, nozzles, pumps, grain carts, seed tenders. 2 locations to serve you, Grand Forks and St. Thomas, and brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure awaits. Zeke Zimmerman will take a pitch for a ball. Ski and Bike Shop, they can get you outfitted for those new Trek bikes, which are the best in the industry. And they make doing what you want to do on a bicycle fun throughout the course of the summer. Also, if it's time for skis, yeah, I know the water's cold right now, but when it finally warms up, you're going to want to be on those because you'll have earned your warm-up, and the Ski and Bike Shop can get you ready to go for the upcoming season. 2 balls, no strikes to Zeke Zimmerman. He'll take a pitch for a strike. Drew Kalbus out trying to finish this up for Fargo North. Count now 2 balls and a strike. 15-8. Fargo North leading Grand Forks Central. 2-1 pitch high and away for ball 3. Three balls and a strike. And the 3-1 called the strike on the outside corner. Count will go to 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch in the turf for ball 4. And Zeke Zimmerman will earn a leadoff walk to get things started today. Brian Wise will come to the plate. And this is going to bring a meeting on the bump from the from the Fargo North coaching staff. Well, we'll see what they're going to talk about here. Doesn't look like a pitcher's change is going to be made here, but the leadoff batter aboard. And this probably more of those conversations where you're going to pitch to some contact here. You're going to make some outs. You got a big 7-run lead. We don't do anything but throw strikes. But the lineup card is out. No, they're going to make a pitching change. That catches me by surprise a little bit, but Fargo North will go to their bullpen. Sam Chase will come on to be the new pitcher. So Fargo North will make a pitching change. We'll have a break in the action, and we'll come back with more in a couple of moments on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our number one.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job. If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
Well, we'll see a change in the battery here as Sam Chase. All right, we welcome you back. Here's a swing and a drive to right field off the bat of Brian Wise. And at the right fielder, Kellen Doherty will make the catch. We had a loss of our internet signal here at the press box as well. So we've had some issues throughout the course of the day today. But an out off the bat of Brian Wise. 1 out in the inning now in the 7th. And that'll bring Nolan Mardo to the plate for Grand Forks Central. Fargo North leading by a score of 15-8 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mardo's picked up a pair of walks today. Pitch to him will squirt away from the catcher, Andrew Peralt, and that will move Zeke Zimmerman on to second base. So during the changeover, Sam Chase comes in to pitch for Fargo North. The game is still Jack Joyce's officially for the Spartans, left with the lead. Only 5 runs attributed to him so far today. A set by Chase to look back at second. And the 1-0 pitch to Mardo. Called a strike in the outside corner. One ball, one strike to Nolan Mardo. Mardo today, couple of walks, scored a run, 0 for 2 officially. The 1-0 pitch, called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chase sets the 1-2 offering. Lifted in the air to shallow left field. Long run for everybody. Jack Joyce coming on to make the play out in left field for out number 2. Mardo will fly out to left. And it's up to Bryce Corinta to continue the game. Corinta reached on an error back in the third. Fly out, ground out, strike out so far today. He's 0 for 4. Could use a little luck to go his way. As the 7th inning is on. Central trailing 15-8 on the All-True scoreboard. Sam Chase looking back at second. The pitch. Called a strike. Count no balls and a strike on Bryce Corinta. Chase brings the hands together, looks back at second, and now going to make a move that way in a bluff throw. I would think at this point there will be time enough for that later. Your job is to get outs if you're Sam Chase. Look back at second base, the 0-1 pitch. Capper foul that will go back to the screen. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 0-2 the count. I look back at second. The 0-2 to Corinta is in the turf. And the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. They have a second game you like to play tonight, so it'll be a late night here already at 7:06. This game well beyond, or I should say coming up on 2.5 hours old. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a capper back to the screen again. It remains no balls and 2 strikes, just hit that 2.5 hour mark. "26 hits, 23 runs, 5 errors. One of those days, just kind of a survival type test for both of these teams today. The 1-2 pitch, curveball, got him looking, strike 3. Bryce Corinta is rung up on strike. Sam Chase will record a strikeout in his relief effort, and that will end it here this afternoon for Grand Forks Central in the final inning. No runs, no hits. They'll leave one. And your final score today from Kraft Field is Fargo North 15 and Grand Forks Central 8. We'll come back with your post-game report and a quick wrap-up along with our player awards next. This is our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto in Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for 2.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Final score, Grand Forks Central beaten by Fargo North by a score of 15-8 this afternoon. As we take a look at Drive for the Title, you'll see Fargo North improves their record to 6-7. They'll move to 7-8 overall. Grand Forks Central falls to 1-12, and they'll fall to 4-14 in the overall category. Post-game report brought to you by Spring Advantage. Everything you need for spraying and application on your farm. The difference between Spring Advantage and their competitors is that Spring Advantage has what you're looking for in stock: tips, tanks, nozzles, pumps, grain carts, seed tenders, 2 locations to serve you in Grand Forks and St. Thomas. Spray Advantage. Make them a part of agricultural game plan now and for years to come. And it's brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure awaits. Hey, summer's going to come eventually. Get yourself a new pair of skis and get ready for a great summer out on the water from the Ski and Bike Shop. Or take it to the land with one of those truck bicycles, because they've got an outstanding selection of truck bicycles. Whether you're looking to get going with the pedals or get going on the water, the Ski and Bike Shop is where your next adventure awaits. Well, Fargo North took an 8-0 lead in this matchup. Central came all the way back to cut it to 2, 9-7 after a 5-run 5th inning, but just couldn't stop the bleeding as Fargo North was able to tag on 6 more runs before the end of the game, and Grand Forks Central didn't really have what was necessary to slow down these Fargo North bats that hit Central pitching pretty hard here this afternoon. Let's take a look at post-game totals for Fargo North. 15 runs on 19 hits. They commit 3 errors, leave 5. And the win today will go to Jack Joyce. Joyce will go 4 1/3 innings today. He ends up surrendering 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. He ends up allowing 3 hits in the matchup, and Joyce walked 6, struck out 3, and hit 1 batter. And for Grand Forks Central, 8 runs on 7 hits. They'll commit an error and leave 7. And the loss will go to Mason Griffin. Griffin goes 3 2/3 innings today. Griffin will give up 8 runs, all of which were earned on 10 base hits. He struck out 2, walked 3, and hit 1. The loss to Griffin, the win to Joyce. 15 runs, 19 hits, 3 errors, 5 left for Fargo North. 8 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 7 left for Central. And your final score is North 15 and Central 8. The game played in 2.5 hours even. Began at 4:37, ended at 7:07 Central Daylight Time here at Oxford Park and Kraft Field in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Post-game awards, let's start with our Player of the Game award that we have for you today, brought to you by PS Garage Doors, where the PS stands for perfect service, and that's what they have for you at PS Garage Doors. If it's time to get service for that garage door before graduation hits, it's time for PS Garage Doors. Give them a call at 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors. And our Player of the Game today, well, for Grand Forks Central, there's a lot of different places you could go, but once again, when you start taking a look at the offensive output that you have today, Keegan Hensrud, 2 for 3 this afternoon, couple of base hits, scored a run. Devin Walkenfuss also scored 2 today. He was 2 for 4 on the afternoon. Both men really stand out as players that got things done at the plate today. Zeke Zimmerman took 3 walks today, finished 0 for 1, but 2 for 3 today. Keegan Hensrud, slightly better day, along with the walk. Keegan Hensrud will be our Player of the Game award winner today for Grand Forks Central, brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Our finest auto trim, finest cover of the game is brought to you by Finest Auto Trim, where their motto is big or small, they cover it all. Finest Auto Trim, specializing in vehicle and boat recovering of seats. If it's time to get some extra support into your seats, it's time for Finest Auto Trim, and they will take care of the boat swimmingly so that you're ready to go as ice out has occurred. If you're ready to get back out on the ice and do your thing in your boat, then you're ready for what they have for you at Finest Auto Trim. And if you've got a hot rod that you're getting ready for the upcoming driving season, well, they can cover that for you as well at Finest Auto Trim. Get those interior projects to them so they can take care of those. Finest Auto Trim, big or small, they cover it all. That play by Logan Bina on the very first at-bat of the game today. Elijah Anger just absolutely blows up a ball down the first base line, and we saw a diving stab by Logan Bina to his backhand side to rob that of being a base hit into right field. Logan Bina will pick up the Finest Auto Trim, finest cover of the game award victory today. Well, that'll do it for our coverage of Central Baseball. Game number 2 coming up here at the ballpark. And we thank you for joining us for game number 1 today. We'll see you tomorrow night for some high school soccer from Cushman Field. That'll be our next game broadcast, starting with the 6:30 pregame show. This has been our coverage of high school baseball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.